As we continue a journey to explore the endemic subspecies birds of the Andaman Islands, we were mesmerized by seeing the beauty and equally unique biodiversity of these islands. In this video we will be exploring some of the other endemic subspecies birds of these islands. So, without wasting time, let's get started. The Chestnut-headed Bee-eater is a resident breeder in the Andaman Islands and adjoining regions. This species, like other bee-eaters, is a richly colored, slender bird. It is predominantly green, with blue on the rump and lower belly. This bird breeds in subtropical open woodland, often near water. It is most common in highland areas. As the name suggests, bee-eaters predominantly eat insects, especially bees, wasps, and hornets, which are caught in the air by sorties from an open perch. The Ruddy Kingfisher is a very shy, dark rusty orange kingfisher. It has a very large, bright red bill, and equally red legs. Due to its preference for heavily forested areas, the kingfisher's high descending call is more often heard than the bird itself is seen. These birds generally travel singly or in pairs. Ruddy kingfishers inhabit forested areas, from the temperate to tropical zones, often in thick jungles and rainforests. Green heron is a relatively small heron. The neck is often pulled in tight against the bird body. Adult heron have a glossy, greenish-black cap, a greenish back and wings that are grey-black grading into green or blue, a chestnut neck with a white line down the front, grey underparts and short yellow legs. The habitat of the green heron is small wetlands in low-lying areas. The species is most conspicuous during dusk and dawn, and if anything these birds are nocturnal rather than diurnal, preferring to retreat to sheltered areas in daytime. They feed actively during the day, however, if hungry or provisioning young. Shore-living individuals adapt to the rhythm of the tides. Asian fairy bluebird is found in forests across tropical southern Asia and Indochina. The male has glossy, iridescent blue upperparts, and black underparts and flight feathers. The female and first-year male are entirely dull blue-green. It breeds from February to April, constructing a shallow cup-shaped nest, sometimes of moss and sometimes of small twigs, in a sapling or small tree. The Asian fairy bluebird eats fruits, nectar and some insects. The next bird on our list is Andaman Nicobar. This is a stocky jet-black myna, with bright orange-yellow patches of naked skin and fleshy wattles on the side of its head and nape. It's often detected by its loud, shrill, descending whistles followed by other calls. It is most vocal at dawn and dusk, when it is found in small groups in forest clearings high in the canopy. Large cuckoo shrike is a large grey cuckoo shrike with a strong, hooked bill. Upper parts are mostly grey with black primaries, male darker than female. Male has grey throat and upper breast becoming white in the belly with some grey bars. Female has white underparts with dark grey bars except from the lower belly to the tail. The breeding season of the large cuckoo shrike species is from January to November in Indian subcontinent. The diet of the large cuckoo shrike consists mainly of large insects. Large hairy caterpillars, crickets, spiders, locust, grasshoppers, dragonflies, moths, mantids, stick insects, weevils, worms, grubs, termites and beetles are their primary food. The Oriental Dwarf Kingfisher, also known as the black-backed kingfisher, is a partial migrant that is endemic across much of the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia. It resides in lowland forests, typically near streams or ponds, where it feeds upon insects, spiders, worms, crabs, fish, frogs, and lizards. This small bird is easily distinguishable from other birds in its range due to its red bill, yellow-orange underparts, lilac-rufous upperparts, and blue-black back. Oriental Scope Sal is a smallish scope sow with bright yellow eyes, with a grayish-brown and bright rufous morphs. It's generally weakly marked, without any prominent features and a weak black border to the facial disc, thinly streaked underparts, and short ear tufts. It inhabits in forests, gardens, and parks from lowlands up into foothills, often close to human habitation in parts of its range. Breeding season is from February to May in the Indian subcontinent. The male begins by singing near potential nesting sites, which are usually holes in trees or walls. This species will also use nesting boxes. Olivebacked Sunbird is a tiny and active sunbird of forest edges, parks, and gardens, the most common urban sunbird throughout most of its range. Both sexes have a plain olive back, a yellow belly, and white tail edges that are flared out in flight. The male flashes an iridescent blue throat while the female has a yellow throat and eyebrow. Female brown-throated sunbird also has a yellow belly, but it is larger with a thicker bill and lacks the olive-backed's white tail patches. Alexandrine Parakeet is a large and long-tailed green parakeet with a bright red beak. The female lacks male's pink and black ring around the neck. Similar to significantly smaller rose-ringed parakeet, note Alexandrine's dark red shoulder patches and larger bill. Raucous and loud, gives piercing screeches and screams. Found in both dry and wet forest, typically in lowlands but occasionally in foothills, and also native to South and Southeast Asia.